and welcome to News to Astonish, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. And welcome to a brand new episode of Comic Haul, number 4. So, this week I got a bunch of new comics, a little bit more than my other comic book haul videos. Then this one's quite the doozy, as I tweeted out on Twitter for those of you who follow me on Twitter. So, let's get started with my comic book haul video. So, coming in the first comic in my comic book haul is Marvel Legacy's Black Panther Part 1. I'm not really a huge Black Panther collector, but I decided to pick this up because I want to read some Black Panther. So this looks interesting, and yeah, Ulysses Claw is the main villain in Black Panther movie that's coming out next year. He looks like this in the comics, but I don't think he's going to be dressing like that in the movie. So we'll see. Coming up in the next one is The Amazing Spider-Man, number 31. This cover really intrigued me. I do collect Spider-Man comics more than anything. This was during the events of Secret Empire right here, so yeah, I wanted to pick this up and see what's happening during those events. Alright, up next, I had to get this one because I'm a huge Deadpool fan and I am a Logan fan. Is Deadpool versus Old Man Logan. I've gotten a sneak peek of this comic in the comic shop when I was, looking at this yesterday. I believe it was, yeah. I was looking at this and I skimmed through it for a sec, and a lot of the panels look really, really funny. So I decided to pick this up, and I'm going to read it when I can. Alright, up next is, of course, Spider-Man Deadpool. And this I have been reading for a while. I'm caught up. This is Spider-Man Deadpool number 23. In this case, Spider-Man versus Deadpool, and it's a story arc called Arms Race Part 1. And this looks like a lot of fun, so really interesting. I do prefer, though, Joe Kelly to write these issues, because like a lot lately the issues haven't been all that great as maybe the first 7-8 issues of Spider-Man Deadpool, but we'll see. So Spider-Man Deadpool, guys, read it. It's actually a really, really good story. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Those two have a lot of chemistry. Of course, now the new one, the latest Dark Knight's Batman Who Laughs. Definitely have to pick this one up, and I'm looking forward to reviewing this. I'm already caught up with Batman Dark Knight's Metal tie-in stories, and my next review coming up will be Batman the Devastator. So it's pretty much essentially Batman in a doomsday body, and this one looks like a lot of fun too, and I cannot wait to read this one as well and review it for you guys. But yeah, Batman Dark Knight's The One Who Laughs. Alright, so this one caught my eye as well. I don't think I actually managed to pick this up. I think this is pretty new. I'm not entirely sure. This is Dark Knight's Batman Lost. I've never even heard of this one or seen it. I do not know where this fits in this storyline, but I will take a look at it and read it. Because this doesn't seem to go along with any of the individual character storylines like the Devastator and The One Who Laughs and the Red Death and Dawnbreaker and stuff like that. So I want to see where this fits canonically, if it does fit canonically with this metal tie-in story. So yeah, this one looks really, really good as well. The art cover is gorgeous as always, and I'm loving the art cover of all these, especially with The One Who Laughs, because you can see the Batman Who Laughs has chained up all the other Robins from the past. So this looks really interesting as well. This really caught my eye, and I really wanted to get it anyways. So yeah, there's that one. Batman Lost. And now we're going to be moving to some nostalgic comics that I picked up from the dollar bin from a friend of mine at the comic book store who owns a little section in Corker Comics where I shop, by the way. And just going to give a shout out to Corker Comics. Check them out if you're in town. And they're awesome. They have a bunch of stores down here in South Florida, one in Pembroke Pines, the one I go to, and one in Miami, I believe, and I've never been to that one, but check them out. They have an abundance of comics with actions and figurines. They're amazing, guys. They even have a YouTube channel here on YouTube. Just type up Corker Comics and you'll see what they got. So, moving on to nostalgic comics, classic ones. I picked this little bad boy in the dollar bin. This is the X-Force number 1, featuring Cable. This I had to get. This looks amazing. I've never read X-Force #1, but I kind of figured I'd pick it up because of the upcoming Deadpool movie. And we're going to be getting an upcoming X-Force film sometime next year or maybe the year after. I think it's 2019 that we should be getting an X-Force film. But yeah, if you want to get up on X-Force, read this. This is from like the early 90s, late 80s. So you'll love this one. It's the early 90s, if I'm not mistaken, because they used to draw their characters like this from the 90s. Next up, this is the an Infinity tie-in, and this is Warlock and the Infinity Watch. #1, Warlock #1. Warlock, it plays a pivotal role in the Infinity storylines, especially on Infinity Gauntlet, and I have it right there mounted up there on my bookshelf. If you look at it closely back there, and if you want to get into Warlock and follow him and follow his story, he does wield the Infinity Gauntlet at some point. He's a very, very powerful character in the Marvel Universe. So definitely check this out. Very classic. Alright, and up next is the Power Man and Iron Fist. I never read Power Man and Iron Fist. I was never a fan growing up as a kid of Power Man and Iron Fist, or in this case as they're known as Luke Cage and Iron Fist. But these are some of the old classic comics from the 70s if you want to read up some old classic Luke Cage and Iron Fist. And I picked this up from the dollar bin as well. This is number 105. Had to get it. And here is Cable's spin-off story. This is Cable #1 of part 2. Cable does have his own comic, so if you want to get familiar with the upcoming supporting character that is Cable, definitely pick up Cable. And if anything, pick up Cable and Deadpool. Those comics are a lot of fun because the chemistry between those two characters are hilarious, and it's just awesome. Alright, next one. I had to get this one because Daredevil Season 3 is going to be based off of this comic and, you know, the storyline in this issue. This is Daredevil Born Again. I haven't done a video for that yet, but I figured, you know, why not add this to the comic haul, because this is a very good haul right here. This is a good pickup. I found this in the dollar bin, and I'm like, I had to get it because the Daredevil Born Again story is a really good storyline. And it does feature, you know, I believe the Mother Superior character, his mother, in the comics. So yeah, definitely want to read that one. It's awesome. And this is the Man of Steel, a Superman comic. Had to pick it up. Never read this one in particular. Definitely looks really good. Probably read it whenever I get the chance. Never been a huge Superman collector either, but Superman is a pretty cool character, especially today the way he's written. I like it personally. Here is the Confessions of Marvel Comics event. This is, I believe, post-Civil War in the Marvel Comics event that came out back in 2007. I've never read Confessions, actually. I missed out on this one. I did read I did read the aftermath of Civil War and the death of Captain America in volume, I believe it was volume 7, number 25 or something. I can't remember. But and I also have the entire storyline of Civil War, all 7 issues. And they're great reads, and there are a bunch of comics that spin off during that storyline. You don't have to read them all necessarily. You can just read the main 7 issues, and that's it. But if you are interested in reading like the point of view of other characters, go ahead and pick up, you know, Punisher and Spider-Man and Captain America and Bucky and you know, the Winter Soldier and stuff, and you know, you'll get different perspectives from the stories of Civil War. But definitely pick this one up. It's really good. Daredevil, The Man Without Fear. I'm a fan of Daredevil, The Man Without Fear. I even have the graphic novel versions of The Man Without Fear, and I believe it's called Daredevil Born Again. Well, Born Again is one of the issues that I picked up, but The Man Without Fear is something that you want to pick up because, you know, they are really intense and violent and graphic, and it's really, really good. And I just love the artwork in this lineup of Daredevil comics. It's called Daredevil, The Man Without Fear. Classic comic. Like, I've never been a huge Wonder Man fan. I didn't know there was a Wonder Man until like a few years back in Marvel. But Wonder Man was supposed to be like, you know, featured in the upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Maybe the third one. Like, I think he's supposed to be featured in the third Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I don't know if he was supposed to be featured in the second, but I think they moved him, and now he's going to probably be in the third one. And I love to see that happen, especially, you know, I love to see him interact with Warlock. This is Wonder Man #1. Found this in the dollar bin, and it's weird that it doesn't have a lot of value because Wonder Man is not really a big popular comic book character. and I figured, why not pick it up so I can get familiar with the character. I mean, he's like, I guess Marvel's answer to Superman, if anything. It may be a stretch, but that's what it looks like. He looks like a Superman character. And last, classic nostalgic comic. Again, this is Dark Reign, the list. Daredevil, The Man Without Fear, #1. I believe this is a variant issue. I could be wrong. I have not read this one. But if you want to get into Daredevil comics, like the core, graphic, awesome, intense Daredevil comics, you have to read The Man Without Fear and Born Again. So yeah, definitely good pickup, a good haul for this weekend. And I cannot wait to read all of these, especially the Dark Knights comics. That looks like a lot of fun. Definitely cannot wait. So that was my comic book haul, guys. What did you think of it? Leave your comments down below. Tell me what else you would like to see in my comic book haul videos. What are you expecting? What comics are you looking forward to if you are a comic book collector or reader? There's going to be a Black Friday event in my comic book the comic book shop near my house, and I believe Comic Book Day is coming up this Wednesday, coming up, and I really want to go, but I'm going to be working, so I'm probably not going to be able to make that one. But I do want to make it to the Black Friday so I can pick up the comic book shops, pick up the comics at the comic book shop, especially with Doomsday Clock. I am so looking forward to Doomsday Clock. It looks like really exciting. I already read the Button parts 1 through 4. You can check out that review on my channel. It's all there for you to watch for your entertainment purposes. So yeah, that's my comic book haul, guys. What did you think? Leave your comments down below. Subscribe for more, and I will see you all in the next comic panel.